love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. Come on. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi.
All right.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Angela the Comic Live. I'm your host, Angela the Comic, and this is our engineer extraordinaire.
I am Mike Lowe of Mike Lowe Productions. Go follow my shit.
First things first.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a pimple or a mosquito bite. It's really big. So if you see like a obese mosquito flying around, like really slow because it's drunk off my blood. That's what happened.
He ate you.
Hi.
Yo,
Hello, everybody.
First thing first, I'm not sick like last week, so I feel
We're back.
So much better.
We're back, baby.
So much better.
I mean, the second we coughed, we got tested, and it was negative. So we're like, oh, it's just exhaustion. It's okay.
No, it was something else, but...
Yeah, it was like a little cold or something. No, it's from exhaustion. In Korean, it's called 몸살. It's kind of like a body cold when you kind of like overdo yourself. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is.
Koreans got a name for everything, huh?
For everything. We got a sound for everything, too. Description for everything. Everything.
Weird.
All right. What are you watching?
I am watching F is for Family.
Yes. The cartoon series on Netflix.
On Netflix with, I guess, Bill Burr is the main character.
Main character, and he created the series. Love Bill Burr.
I believe so. But, yeah, if you like his comedy, you'll definitely like the actual cartoon.
He's hilarious. He's dubbed the comics comic because he's so funny. He's just
I like a lot
OG.
of his stuff, and the cartoons just kind of ties that in.
Super
it's good stuff.
Funny. Like, if you watch his specials, oh, my God. It's too funny. Too funny.
Too funny.
Super funny. Anything else you're watching?
Not really. I've been sick, so...
Well, you and I have been caught up on Insecure on HBO Max.
Actually, yeah, we watched like 4 episodes, everything we missed.
Yeah. God, I love Insecure.
Insecure.
This is the 5th and last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 5th and last season, final season. But when it first came on...
finale.
Yeah, when it first came on, I was like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. I bought the DVD in Blu-ray because I was like, I want this to last forever.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they didn't make a Blu-ray for season 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm like, darn it.
It's not the 90s.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we got a problem?
Who has a Blu-ray player?
First of all,
Ridiculous.
it's like
What a
people who
waste.
collect stamps, you know? They're not going to mail anything. They're just
collect stamps.
I collect movies, and what else do I collect? Oh, Legos. Gotta love Legos.
Legos and other things you don't need.
You know what I watched?
What you watch?
I watched on Netflix Colin in Black and White.
Colin in Black and White.
About the football player, ex-football player, Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was good. You guys watch it. Colin in Black and White. It kind of opens your eyes to a lot more things. Even if you're
post him
woke.
leaving the NFL.
No, it's about his beginnings.
Oh.
About him growing up, adopted by 2 white parents, all of that. I had no idea, actually, to be honest. I had no idea what his background.
Nice.
I learned a lot of things about him. It was and it was made very well, you guys. So you should watch it. Colin in Black and White on Netflix.
Actually, a good player. Sucks that he's not playing anymore.
I know. Who said? Hello. Who said?
Hello. Who that?
If they could. They weren't a team owner, but they said if I had a football team, I would sign Colin in a heartbeat because he would bring so much money in for that team. So.
Is he blackballed? Like no one's gonna hire him because?
Oh, I think so. Because like, why not? You said he's a good player, right?
I mean, he wasn't the best, but he was definitely a star, or at least star potential. He wasn't a shitty player at all. So.
Yeah.
And the fact that he kind of got let go at his prime.
That's kind of unfortunate too,
He was close to his peak, so he was in a good spot. So it sucks that he's gone.
Mm.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he's playing in a different league, like a alternate league. I don't know.
Or maybe he's Al Goring it.
League.
Al Goring it. You know, Al Gore makes more money off of like climate change. His lectures and stuff about climate change. Like that, if people asked him if he wants to be president, he probably wouldn't even do it. It's like, nah, bro, I'm a billionaire.
He's got a lot of money.
He's like, nah.
Didn't he invent the internet or something?
That's what he claims.
There you go.
There's a lot of.
Thanks, Al Gore.
I also watched Tiger King 2.
Tiger King.
Fun fact, I didn't watch fully Tiger King 1, but I still enjoyed Tiger King 2.
You did watch it.
Yeah, like on and off. Like while you were watching it, you were like in it.
I was
in it to win it.
I was at the peak of quarantine, so I watched all of it, like the rest of us, like everybody, really.
Yeah, because you were furloughed.
Yeah, I was furloughed.
You were furloughed. You were living the life.
You were working from home,
up
so
late.
You heard it. Doesn't matter.
You were getting paid to live and do what you wanted to do. Beautiful.
I didn't wake up late. I was an early riser.
Oh, yeah? Like 10 a.m. is... Okay, cool. The
way you stomp around when you wake up in the morning, I woke up. Thanks.
Oh, okay. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Just keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
You guys, can I tell you something funny? Oh, my God. I didn't tell you last week because me and Mike were out of it. So sick.
Such a slow show.
But you know what? Still a lot of views. That's the funny part. So people enjoy when we're fighting. So keep it up. No, all right, you guys. We went to Italian restaurant, right, to eat dinner.
Italiano.
And they served us our entrees, and the plate was textured. It had ripples on it. Not ripples.
It's like bumps.
Bumps. It had bumps on it. And then Mike was like, oh, what's this, to the server, and was like, my plate is sweating. That's condensation. But the way you said, oh, I think my plate is sweating. And then you touched it, and it was like, you know, ceramic. I thought that was hilarious. I almost died.
He didn't really think it was funny.
He was confused. He was thoroughly confused. He's like...
he was more concerned than anything else.
Yeah, he was concerned that the plate was sweating.
He was like, is something wrong with your plate? Can I get you another plate? I was like, no. It's just looks sweaty. But at that moment, I kind of touched it, and I was like, oh, it's just kind of grooves on the actual plate.
Oh, man. Hi. Hello.
Thanks for the sweaty plate.
Thank you for 20. My plate's sweating. I think the pasta is fine in the middle. Plate is sweating.
Plate is sweating.
Winter hit us. What happened to fall? Is that even a season anymore? It's just hot as shit or cold as fuck. Like, I don't know. It's like two temperatures here.
There's no fall in Hotlanta.
Oh, man.
We don't call it Hotlanta, apparently.
I do a whole bit about this. How Atlanta doesn't have 4 seasons. I'm from New York. We have 4 seasons. Atlanta, you guys got 2 temperatures. Hot as shit or cold as fuck. Like, I don't know how to dress. I'm wearing... Oh, that wasn't my... That wasn't my...
That was your bit.
Oh, it wasn't done yet, though. Okay. You know what?
Sorry.
Nah. You know who you should be sorry to?
Well, the point is, before you say whatever you're going to say, Atlanta's the type of place where you got the heat in the morning, AC at night.
I'm sorry, you just took my joke? You just interrupted my joke and took my joke?
Now, if you're from here, you would actually know
that. We're going to end this live early. I could tell.
This is a regular thing. This isn't...
I could tell.
You're from New York. You wouldn't know. I've lived here my whole life, so...
Are we having a turf war?
I'm playing with the buttons today. Anyways.
Very morning radio style.
Ha! Thanks, everybody.
Avocado's back. I'm back. Welcome back.
I just felt like the last show, I was so out of it.
Me too. But the show must go on.
Yeah, but still, I probably should have called out.
Called out of this show?
Yeah, just leave
Fired.
it hanging. That's fine.
You know who didn't call out?
Who's that?
Our guest. You see what I did there?
Wow, that's beautiful.
So beautiful.
Very
we are
nice.
going to bring her on. dominatrix of comedy, and you'll figure out why, because usually we're like, oh, comedian, producer, singer, artist. She is the dominatrix of comedy. Mistress K, let's bring her on.
Hey.
Love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. Come on. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi.
Woo! There she is. Whoa.
Hi.
I love the hair.
Uh-oh.
Thanks. Can you see my body? I'm like trying to.
Are you trying to show me your body?
I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what's happening here.
No,
I'm just,
you look great.
I'm just ahead.
I'm just ahead.
Yeah, we're just ahead.
I'm part torso. I got a little torso action.
How are you? Welcome to the show, Mistress K.
I'm good. You know, I got a little bit of a headache today, just because you know I'm dealing with fucking people. But other than that, you know, it's good. How are you guys?
Great. Please say hello to all of your fans.
Oh, hello, my millions of adoring fans. Hi, through the interwebs. Welcome, darlings.
Welcome.
Man.
So that's an entrance.
I introduced you as the dominatrix of comedy.
Yeah.
And before we get into the questions, because I have so many, why the dominatrix of comedy? Why not just, comedian Mistress K or producer Mistress K or, you know?
Well, it's because I punch balls for the living when I'm not telling jokes. I mean,
get him in the balls or punch him in the balls.
That's what it is.
The people love it. And the people love it.
Someone said I'm a fan of the ball punching.
Oh, Charlie Mack. I love you, Charlie.
What up, Mac?
So we always ask our guests, the first question we ask is, where are you from? Where are you from?
Oh man, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm from like outside the hood of Boston. But if I told you where I'm really from, nobody would understand that. So yeah. So I'm from Boston. My accent.
Try us.
Well, I was born in Worcester. Do you know where Worcester is?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah. No. See,
that's exactly what she said.
Nobody knows what.
Oh, you mean like Boston?
Unless they've been to Worcester. Okay. Like, and again, like y'all pronounce it Worcester, and I'm like, what? Who? Where is Worcester? Like, no, it's Worcester. Okay. Like it's Worcester.
Worcester.
Is that where they made the sauce?
No, but it is the original home of the smiley face. Believe it or not.
Really? So the guy who went up to Forrest Gump and was like,
yeah. Well, that's
was from Worcester.
But yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Worcester.
But you're in California now. What brought you to California from Worcester?
To tell jokes, you know, to live my dream, my purpose. I quit my job as a nurse and was like, let me go tell these jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm out here and been out in California for about 5 years now. So, and I love the weather. God forbid I don't have to fucking snow no more. Like I will not shovel. I am too cute. Nope.
Nice.
Nope.
She said, F that. Now
that shovel.
Yeah, now that you've answered where you're from, can I read your intro real quick?
Yeah, go for it, babe.
All right. Mistress K is the dominatrix of comedy. This Massachusetts native got her start in comedy by selling sex toys in people's living rooms. She now brings her whip whoosh, and toys to the stage, telling jokes to the masses. She has performed in some of the most famous clubs in Boston, LA, and Las Vegas. Yeah, like Ice House, Hollywood Improv, Comedy Store, the Haha, the Comedy Chateau, Flappers, House of Blues, LA Comedy Club, Rascals in the United Kingdom. How is that? Did they get your jokes in the United Kingdom?
Listen, UK, they love my humor over there across the pond because honestly, they're not as uptight as us fucking Americans. Like, sex isn't a taboo topic across the pond. You know, Amsterdam is like the mecca for, you know, the red light district. So
nice.
Those are my people.
Nice. And I was going to ask you what your comedy style is. And it says here, her comedy her stand-up comedy is a combination of domination, kink, and signed consent forms. Before I tell this joke, sign right here. But deep down, she's just a feminist trying to make people laugh so hard that you will yell out your safe word.
Nice.
I love that. What's a bad safe word? Keep going.
No.
What is the weirdest safe word you've ever heard?
Oh my God. I've
Too
heard
many.
so many weird ones, but the worst one I ever heard was someone use like their kid's name.
Oh,
And I was
That
like,
would get it to stop.
that would pause
Yeah.
everything.
That would.
Junior. What?
yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
That wasn't
Yeah, we're done here. You could just. We're done here.
Too much.
So you went from selling sex toys in people's living rooms, and I guess you were cracking too many jokes about dildos. They were like, "You should go on stage."
Yeah,
What?
everybody was like, put the dildo down, pick up a microphone.
Oh,
but I do
man.
still sell sex toys. So if you guys need a vibrator or a dildo, holler at
Nice.
me. And the link is in my bio. So don't be a dick.
Yes.
Buy one.
I'm going to put all the information right here for everything we talk about today.
Nice.
When was the first time you got up on stage, and how was it?
So the first time I officially did comedy was at the Ice House. It was the first show I ever did. I had 7 minutes, which in comedy time is like forever, especially for a new comic.
Yes.
And I got up there, and I believe the jokes that I had at the beginning was about changing my hunting ground because I was a single person, and that like I had this whole thing, like I have this whole bit about like dick pic protocol and
etiquette.
Yeah, and it went really well. Like I killed, and it was funny because the comics afterwards are like, "Oh, you're new to the scene. Who are you? How long have you been doing comedy?" And I was like, "This is my first time," and they're like, "What? No way!" And I was just like, "Well, you know, like I've been slinging dildos in people's living rooms for about 9 years, so you know, I had a little bit of practice."
With a stick in my hand.
Oh
Yeah,
my
pretty
gosh.
much.
You
a lot
are,
of meat.
yeah, I mentioned before, you're not just a comic, stand-up comic. You're also a producer, and you have a show, Futurist Female, which I was honored to be a part of when I was in California.
Yeah,
you guys,
well,
so
you
much
did
fun.
well. You did so good.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Thank you. Producing shows. I've produced over, with Futurist Female, we're almost up to 60 shows. We just had our first year anniversary, our first birthday, back in November, which I totally forgot about because I've just been so busy.
Well, congrats.
But
Thank you.
Mike, she's produced over 100 shows in total.
Yeah, over 100 comedy shows I've produced.
Nice.
So, you know,
you got a few. You got a few
some
under your belt.
I got a few notches on my belt, as they say.
I love it. And what would you say? Well, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you during a performance? We love asking these because as a comic, we always have a story or two.
So I had a vibrating bullet in my panties, and
like just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling, you know,
hanging out.
Because I had new merch, and I, you know, got to do a little testing. I want to, you know, to swerve up my date. And I got up on stage, and my date had the controller and didn't realize that he was hitting it. And I'm in the middle of my set, almost had a public orgasm. So that was fun.
Wow.
I literally, in the middle of my set, I just started laughing, and I was like, there's no joke there. And then I explained it to everybody, and I waddled off the stage, and the entire front row, I was profusely apologizing to them because I was like, you guys are in the splash zone. Like, I am so sorry.
Oh my God, you were on stage like, why did the chicken cross the
Yeah, like
what's going on?
I don't know. I have like a higher tolerance because I'm a power girl. Like, I love power. So like I wasn't like initially like, oh, I was like, oh. Okay. And then I was like, oh shit. I was like, holy fuck, we are on the high setting. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hold on a second, motherfucker, turn it off.
Pretty much. This is why men cannot be trusted with remote controls of any sort.
Because either it'll get lost
they don't
or
know what
abused.
kind of the power they have in their hands. So it's just like, no, mama needs the control, babe.
Well, I thought that was the whole point of it.
It
You know,
is,
the
but not
man
when you're
has
trying to do comedy. I mean,
Touche. Probably not the best place.
that's
The
a
best
different show. That's
time.
the after-hour show.
Right. You're supposed to be at Target with it, kind of walking around.
Oh man, I mentioned that it was
Or
a part.
laundry.
I'm sorry, what?
Or doing dishes or laundry.
Right.
There you go.
You'll crack a few plates.
Pretty much.
The plates will be sweating. I don't know if you.
Sweaty
Okay.
plate. That's a sweaty plate.
Sweaty plate. I mentioned that I was able to be a part of your Futures Female Comedy show, and it was at Knuckleheads.
Yeah, shout out to Knuckleheads in San Clemente, my peeps.
Yes, California, and you have a show this week on Friday.
Yeah,
there.
we have an ugly sweater show on December 3rd, Friday at 8:00 at Knuckleheads in San Clemente. The best ugly sweater will win a little prize that we put together. So it's a lot of fun. You know, we have a really incredible lineup. Kayla Esmond is headlining, and she is just an absolute. This woman will make you laugh so hard on like things that you shouldn't be laughing about. Like she teeters on that line of inappropriateness. Like you're just like, oh my god, that's so wrong. Yet I'm laughing.
It's hilarious.
So I'm a big fan of hers. So I'm really excited to see her as well as the entire lineup perform.
Fantastic. Who's hosting?
I am.
Woo! Whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
Nice.
I like to host. But sometimes, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work when you produce and you host, and you know, you got to run around making sure everybody's taken care of. And
Right.
you know, like Knuckleheads is, I mean, a dive of all dives. So when you get some of those unruly people, you know, you got to come over and get them. I got to bring my toys out.
So fun. So fun. Everybody was so supportive, so engaging, and it was like perfect. I loved it.
Yeah,
It was just so much fun.
You know, I was doing shows there during a Global Pepperoni, and it was funny because the bar owner, Brick, shout out to Brick, he was like never wanted comedy at his bar. He was like, comedy is very polarizing. He's like, it's not been done well here. And I was like, okay, all right. So I just kept going to the open mic there, and I was getting like 25 minutes worth of stage time. So whereas most comics in front of an actual audience or like people that played instruments. So I was just working out a ton of material during the pandemic, and where most of these people, you know, most of these comics were out of work. They weren't performing, got rusty as fuck. And I was out there just doing what I always do, which is slinging jokes.
Right.
So,
oh, man.
Yeah, the owner was like, well, why don't we give it a try? And we're actually coming up on our year. December 11th will be our year at Knuckleheads. And, you know, I love that place. You know, our shows and the people that come to the shows, that support the shows and support the bar, have single-handedly kept that bar from closing down during the pandemic. So
awesome.
shout out to the peeps loving the dive bar at Knuckle.
Hey.
Yeah, support your local dive bar, Knuckleheads, if it's possible. Knuckleheads.
Check them out.
You were the only producer that actually, after the show ended, gave me my pay in a card, a handwritten card, and I have that. And I was like, this is so, like, it meant so much to me. I was like, I'm gonna come back. Like, it's gonna have it.
Like, this is legitimately what happens when people actually give a fuck about the shows that they're producing. When I started Futures Female is because there was a need in our community. As you know, most shows in Los Angeles have one token spot for a woman, if at all. So I was sick of not seeing representation out there. I was sick of seeing the same woman on the same line of losers, and it's like this circle jerk. So again, I was like, how do I how do I change this? I have to be the change, right? If you can't join them, beat them.
Beat 'em.
So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I wanted to have a show where it was empowerment. It was women supporting women in comedy, but I also didn't want to discredit men or non-binary folks.
Right.
So it's a feminist comedy show. We have everybody. We have an array of spectrums of different voices, different viewpoints, you know, skin colors, ethnicities, sexual orientation, because that's what comedy is. Comedy is what we see out there in our communities. Comedy is not, I'm sorry, I'm going to shit on him, Bill Burrs of the world. Okay. Like that is not comedy. That is not the Chappelle
It's diverse.
world. There is so much more diversity. There's so many more women out there that are so interesting and entertaining and don't talk about this tired old shit like fucking Nikki Glazer talking about fucking dick and cock and balls and all that bullshit. Like there's so much better comedy out there. And I wanted to be the change. I wanted to see women succeed. And I wanted to pay my artists, because this is something that plagues the entertainment industry out here in California, where a lot of people don't know unless they're in the field. You know, you could see somebody getting booked at all these places. What you don't realize is those people are not being paid for their voice. They're not being paid for their talent. What they're doing is actually coming out of pocket to actually perform at some of these places. So where these clubs are collecting, you know, ticket prices, they're collecting the drink and the food, where you're entertaining them, you're doing it all for free, right? And the industry has this way of telling people, they've hoodwinked artists into saying, well, these are your dues. This is what you have to do for the come up, you know, and it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Okay. Like, I don't get out of bed for less, you know, like than less than $100. Okay. Like, I don't walk out the door with my eyelashes on if it ain't money involved. Okay.
Nice.
So again, like, I wanted to show these male producers up that are out there that are literally requiring people to bring 10 people so that they can do 5 minutes at a shitty fucking bar show where like
bringers. They're called bringers. Yeah,
they're called bringers, but literally like every show is a bringer. But they will sit there with the tally and ask people when they come in, who are you here to see? And at the end, they will tell you how many minutes you get by the people that you bring. And then you are not even paid for those people. So if I'm bringing 5 people at $20 a pop for a ticket, I have now put $100 into the promoter's pocket, and I have got nothing. Nothing. And there would not be a show without us, right? Actors have a union. Comedians, we don't have that. Why? Why don't we have that? Why don't we, as a community of comedians, of funny people, say, hey, yeah, no, I'm not doing that for free. And it's not even like you have to pay me a shit ton, because literally these places could not pay me what I'm worth, honey. Okay. Like this is $300 an hour. Okay. Like, you can't pay me
minimum.
I know. But something is better than nothing, right? At least pay my gas that it takes me to get there. At least give me a drink. At least, you know, pay me in tips. Something. Give me footage of my set. Something. But these promoters, they're out there, they're taking from us, and they're not giving back. So that's why if you've seen people in comedy, they call it a grind, because it literally will grind not only your artistic smarts, your
financial,
your anxiety, right? Like everything, because you're just out there like a hamster fucking in a wheel, just trying to get to the cheese. And there's no cheese to be had because the cheese is in some dude's fucking pocket that can't even fucking tell a joke.
Right.
Or run a proper show.
Right. So before we continue on with this interview, MistressK, if you could speak your mind a little bit more, because we like guests who are
tell me what you really think.
Yeah, like don't like, you know, don't beat around the bush.
Don't hold back.
Yeah, don't hold back. So if we need to start this interview over again, we will.
No, I will say it's kind of the same thing in the music world.
Yeah.
I'm coming more from the music world. Artists, producers in general, expected to do a lot of free work, a lot of promotion on themselves, and put out music and artwork, and get it mixed, get it mastered, and not get paid.
Yeah. Oh.
Or get paid like
So
a
many funny
penny for 1,000 views or
Yeah.
1,000 streams.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
So it's the same bullshit. So I agree with everything you're saying.
Like, I mean, I get it though. It really is. Comedy is really a paid internship that you're doing. You do the paying. And I get it. There's a lot of unfunny people. There are a lot of people who are doing it for the wrong reasons. I get that. That's why it's such a broad, like, everybody wants to be a comic, right? Are you there to do the service though? Are you there to actually make others laugh? Or are you just doing it for yourself? Like, there's a lot of things.
Oh,
like,
God,
I get
hate
it.
those people. I'm an actress. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an influencer. I'm a model. It's like, I'm a comedian. And like, you're maybe like 2 of those things, girlfriend. Like, not all of them, okay?
Right.
Like,
So my
step the fuck aside. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not out here trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to fucking sell, that stupid eyeliner, like, fucking stencil. Like, I'm not out here doing that. Although I would if you wanted. Call me.
Right. Please
But I'm
hit
not
me
out
up.
there doing that. I'm just out there trying to push my agenda through these jokes.
Right. And so I'm assuming that because once you start to get into comedy, you saw how it was going. You're like, you know what? I'm going to produce my own shows. Right. And as a female producer, can you tell us what are the ups and downs you've come across? Obviously, the ups are ups, but ups and downs, if you could tell us.
Well, the downs are that there's so much misogyny in comedy that I've literally had doors shut on me. I've literally had some of the worst things ever said to me because I'm a woman. I've been treated differently. I've been paid differently. I've been not paid. I have been told, yeah, she runs an all chick show. That's that show, isn't it so nice? The ladies got a show. Oh, it like charity work. Oh, we're throwing her a bone. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much shit. Oh, you're pretty funny for a chick. It's like, do you say that? Well, you're pretty funny for a hetero cis white dude.
Right.
Or you're pretty not funny for a hetero cis white dude. Like, all you got going for you is your privilege and your dick. Let's pull out a ruler because I'm pretty sure mine's bigger than yours, dude. Like,
can I tell you though?
I've been told so many things. I've been sexually harassed.
Of course.
I've been approached by people saying, well, what are you going to do for me if I do this for you? I've been groped. I've been rubbed up. I've been touched on. I've just been totally disrespected in any way that a human being, and I wouldn't even say a woman, a human being could be disrespected. I've been given shitty time slots to try to make something happen. I've been over backwards for clubs, making them thousands of dollars, and then they turn around and say, oh, your little show didn't make me any money. And I'm like, I've single-handedly brought 150 comics to your venue that are now all in your fucking shows. Don't tell me that I didn't do anything for your club, not to mention all the free promotion of tagging a venue. So that's all the negative shit. The positive thing is that I run a dope show.
You do.
I run a professional show. I run a show where people are safe, right? And the hanky-panky going on in my show? No way.
People are there to laugh, and it's just so much fun. You guys have to come out to one of these shows. Future's Female Show.
And all my shows are paid. Even my Zoom shows. I pay my talent. Okay? Like, talent should be paid across the board. I'm just out here, like, that's the cool thing about producing your own show. You make the own rules, right? Now, it's very easy for producers to get caught into this loop where they see all the money that they could make and they stop giving it to their talent. And for me, that's a credo of mine. Like, I will always pay my talent, okay? It might not be much, but you will always be paid for your talent because, again, in the long scheme of things, you will always remember my show, Angela. You will always remember it because
I do.
You got paid and you got a card. You will always remember that. And the
She
way
really
that
will.
I find really dope talent is that someone of your caliber says, hey, you know, MistressK's Futurist Female Comedy Show, it is dope. You need to be on it. And then I don't even have to do half the work to find these people because y'all find me. I have so
Yeah.
many emails. I have so many DMs of people just trying to get on a show because, you know, and I was up until the last 2 months because I'm taking a break. I'm working on some other stuff. But I was producing anywhere from 5 to 8 shows. There ain't no man out there producing 5 to 8 shows, honey. There is no one.
Yeah.
And people would say, how are you doing this? You're running yourself ragged. You're doing so much. And although I like appreciate that, I think I'm not doing enough for my community. Like
Aw.
I need to clone myself. I need other women to get on board to run more shows. That way we are safe. We are getting paid. We are also performing in dope spaces, in great shows where we don't have to listen to 5 white guys in a fucking row tell us about how tough it is to be a man, or jerk off jokes, or something misogynistic, or oh, my privilege. Like, so we don't have to hear those fucking jokes.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Because my thing is, again, I get it. Comedy is hard. I get it. But it's like, I'll audition for you. Like, I'll audition for a slot. But if, I mean, you get what you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll audition for a spot. I won't, I don't know. It's tough, man. A lot of people in it for the wrong reasons. A lot of people still new to
LA is
it.
such a
And,
circle jerk. You don't even need to be funny. Like, so
mm,
that's why when people go, I'm a comedian, I go,
Okay.
I'm very skeptical. I'm like, okay, send me a reel, send me some tape. Like, oh, well, I'm getting booked at all these things. Listen, I could suck 12 guys off and fucking be booked too, you know, like, and not be funny. I'm sorry, and
yeah.
not be funny. It's such a circle jerk. It's who you know, not fucking if you're funny, and that's so funny, right? That's like so ironic that you don't even have to be funny to be in these shows. So
Yeah.
again, you know, that's why it's so hard, because not everybody is funny, and a lot of people are out here in LA spinning their wheels, and they're not going to get to that next level, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, comedy is a fucking business. Okay.
Yes.
Like, anybody
Yes.
can tell a joke, right? It's how do you take that joke and propel it into something that you can sustain yourself? Like, how can
Yeah.
you make money at what you love so that you can pay your bills so you can do it more? And that's the thing that a lot of comics, and I'm generalizing here, I'm grossly generalizing, but comics are some of the worst people to fucking work with because they're lazy, they're not motivated, right? Like, they're hungover because they've been in the club all the night before, drinking, telling jokes, you know. So they're, again, and that's a gross generalization, but it takes a lot to be a comic. It takes a lot to get up on stage and tell people your truth, your voice, your speak, to then sit there and let fucking strangers who you can't even see in some of these places judge you.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to say though, because of the work that you do and others do with the comedy industry today, I have to say there's more females. And last night proved it. Last night, Mike was there.
I was there.
You could attest to this. We had 27 comics.
27.
27 comics go up to 4 minutes each. The top 3 that got the most laughs, all female.
And
All
Angela
female.
was one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations, my love.
No, they literally, the dude came out of, it was a bar, next to it was a billiard that was connected. People playing pool was coming out and listening to like what's going on here when the laughter was happening. And literally when we got off the stage, I was with the other female comic, and this dude comes up to, you two were the funniest ones out of all of these motherfuckers. You two were the funniest. And I'm like, yes, let's go.
As you're sitting there.
I always say that if I could get paid in compliments, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps you coming back. You're like, I didn't earn a cent, but I got a compliment. Somebody likes me. You know, it's like,
yeah. You don't just produce these live stand-up comedy shows. You also produced a movie called Dom Mother. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So this year, I wanted to create like a short comedy sketch of kind of the plight of being a female in comedy. And I'm Italian, so
Italian.
I wanted to take iconic films that were predominantly an all-male cast and flip the script from a woman's perspective. So the Dom Mother is essentially me and my hit squad, and we go around killing really douchey comics.
That's hilarious.
In very funny ways, by the way, very funny ways. So
Suicide
it was the
Squad
first
vibe.
Suicide Squad for like
Suicide
comics.
Squad vibe.
That wasn't funny,
Yeah.
but
So-
next.
So it was the first short film that I ever wrote, produced, and co-directed with.
You co-directed.
I directed with my partner on the project, which is Indestructible Productions with Danny Cano. So me and Danny have been working together forever. We've worked on so many projects together. So he's my boy, and like it was such a fun project. We're actually premiering it in January, and we're going to start submitting it to film festivals. But it was just so much fun. You know, we had everybody under the rainbow represented in that group. We had Latinx,
Fantastic.
we had people of color, we had everybody. Like anybody that you want to see in these roles in Hollywood that isn't getting any kind of street cred, we had them in our film. So
Nice.
I was very, very happy to see not only a cast that was so talented, but very diverse in nature. And so I'm really excited for it to come out. And we were supposed to premiere it at our comedy competition. Did I tell you I threw a comedy competition first? My first year producing shows. Yeah. I created a comedy competition and gave away $700 for the comics in that comedy competition.
Hold up.
I want to go.
When's the next one? When's the next one? I will murder these people with my.
I literally, like, all the money that was put into it. So like all the admission fees, all that money went right back to the comics.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. You really are for the people.
She really is doing it, and she didn't just produce that movie, which is fictional, right? No, it's not. No comics were harmed in the filming of this movie. No, but you also have a documentary film on drag kings called Rise of Kings.
Yes.
Why the documentary on drag kings? Why?
So we do shows all over the place, and we have a very diverse fan base. And we were at a show, and I got to talking with some of the people that came up and were like, oh my God, this show is so great, so funny. I've never seen a feminist comedy show. This was so good. And got to talking to these folks, and come to find out this particular person is a drag king. Now, I didn't really know that drag kings were a thing. Like, I thought that they were kind of a myth, like a Sasquatch, like maybe once in a while you might see one.
There's one.
They don't really exist, like you don't see them. And
because we hear about drag queens, but drag kings we don't hear.
It's always like a fuzzy video. You're not really sure.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah. So we got to talking, and got to realize that drag kings are kind of in the same predicament as female comics, where they're not represented in queer spaces. And I said, well, how can that be? And there are pockets of drag kings, and they do have their own space for certain places, but they are so marginalized and tokenized, just like female comics, that me as a feminist and as an entertainer, right? Because I don't like to put myself into just one box. As an entertainer, I was like, I want to learn more about this realm. I want to give light to this community, and I also want to have more king shows So in conjunction with creating this documentary, we are producing a drag king show.
Right.
So we're filming like kind of all of our work. We've gone to the Imperial Court of Los Angeles and Hollywood. They just had their coronation a couple weeks ago. So I was honored to be a guest there. I met the Queen Mother and
Nice.
understood that this organization is out there just helping queer folk in the community, giving back, whether just helping kids through suicide prevention or helping them come out or providing them like any kind of health or medical needs and all that stuff. So I really wanted to showcase the community. I wanted to bring to light this community so more people would realize that drag kings are a thing, and you should book them in your queer spaces.
Yes,
and
or any spaces.
No tea, no shade on the queens, but the queens, they're getting paid. They have RuPaul's Drag Race, which has been an international phenomenon.
So
drag
fun.
queens have been celebrated throughout the time. I'm just trying to give light and a platform for those who don't yet have such a voice.
Yeah, because they're like a super minority.
They're not so minority, actually. I have
really.
If you were on Instagram here, if you were on TikTok, right, all you have to do is search the hashtag LGBTQIA+, right, or any kind of drag kings, and they are so popular that they will pop up. And a lot of the things that what people don't realize is that if you're thinking about it, let's just think about this from a philosophical standpoint, right? On a daily basis, right, there might be things or personality traits that we all have that are like super hyper masculine or super hyper feminine, depending on what they are. And drag is this safe space to create an alter ego, to really play with those personality traits and really to create a character outside yourself to express them. And I love drag. I think I might have been a drag queen in a former life. I don't know. In a past life. Or maybe I'm destined to be this time. But yeah, so I've been exploring the inner workings of that community. And I'm really excited to do this documentary because I'm learning so much, and I'm learning about artists and the culture and pronouns and how, like, it just queer spaces and the historical plight of people that have been marginalized since the beginning. So I'm really excited. Futurist Female, we're expanding. We're not just doing comedy. We're trying to become a feminist outlet for people to see people that don't have a voice and give them a platform to do so and entertain you.
Yes. Nice. Fantastic. You give so much. And I don't know if you noticed, Mike.
Yes.
MistressK is a little outspoken, just a little.
A little bit.
But I love that about you because
you're in the right profession for that.
Yeah, but not just profession. I feel like you're using your platform for so much good. The next thing I wanted to talk about was on Monday. You have a mental health show on Zoom featuring Carissa Gomez, right? Yes. Can you tell us more about that? How people can tune in and join and listen?
So, stereotypically, people like to say that women are crazy, especially women that are outspoken.
Middle initial is C for me.
They termed it in the 1800s hysteria. Oh, those women are hysterical. It's like, yes, we are. We just want to get a nut off. That's why we're hysterical. Fuck it.
Me too.
He said me too. I want to get a nut off so bad.
Over this pandemic, I've lost three comic friends of mine in our community to suicide.
Oh,
and
sorry.
What people don't realize is that the majority of people that are out there to make you laugh, the reason why they're doing that is because comedy is a way to medicate yourself through the shit or the trauma that you've been through as a person, right?
Therapy,
It's
yeah.
to make laughter out of pain. And there are a lot of people who are entertainers, comics that struggle with mental health on various levels, whether it's something as simple as anxiety and depression or something as, in Carissa's case, schizophrenia. So again, I wanted to have an open discussion, a safe open
Yes.
discussion with folks for people to come to say like, hey, like, it's not very polarizing to call people crazy anymore if you don't know what the fuck the definition of crazy is. And then what is quote unquote normal? I mean, we all lived through a global pepperoni together. Like,
We
is
did.
anyone fucking normal anymore? Like,
Yeah, no.
we walk out the house
Salty.
with scarves on our face, okay? Like, we can't even see people's faces anymore. Like, so I feel like there's a need for it in our community where people can come and kind of learn, but also if there's a place for people to just come and just voice their frustrations in a community where we're accepting of just letting people speak, that's kind of what it is, you know, Carissa has her own experiences, so I won't speak for her, but
Right.
we started kind of together at this club together doing comedy, and you could count the women on one hand who were doing comedy at this place.
Right.
And everybody was saying, oh, you know, stay away from her, she's fucking crazy.
Ugh.
And I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen her progress in her career as well as mine, and she has really become a champion for mental health. And
Fantastic.
she uses her trauma of things that she's experienced as someone who's been labeled and dehumanized because of her medical diagnoses. And she's used it as a platform to make laughter. And those are the people that I want to champion. Those are the people that I want to celebrate. Those are the people that I want to bring to light. Not some fucking douchebag on Netflix that can tell a fucking trans joke to insult an entire community. I want to give trans people, I want to give people with mental health, I want to give, you know, people like me who fucking are into kink and dominating and all that stuff a platform, because people are so fucking close-minded in this country. It's like, you've got to be this way or this way. And we don't live in a black or white. We live in shades of gray.
Yeah.
We are in shades of gray. And there are so many comics that could benefit just coming to this session. There's so many people, okay? Like, this isn't just open to comics. This is open to anybody. And during this space, we are going to open the forum up for people to ask questions. We're going to open this forum up where people can talk about their own experiences as a way to use it as free therapy, you know, especially with the holidays coming around. There might be people that are lonely or have lost people during COVID. You know, I want this to be kind of like a mental health check where people can learn, cry, share, and come together. Because what I'm trying to build with Future is Female is more than just comedy. I'm trying to build a community that I want, a community of change. And mental health is just something that a lot of people struggle with, myself included. So why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Platform to that.
Because, you know, I feel like there are a lot more discussions about mental health. And I never thought going to go see a therapist or psychologist, or I never thought that was weird, because I think, I try to think logically about things, and I'm like, well, your brain is a muscle too. It's a part of your body too. Chemicals, everything in your body is medical. Your mind should be as important as a checkup on your body.
Your brain controls your entire body.
Exactly.
Your brain is the center for everything that happens in your body. So if your brain's not right or your brain chemistry is off, then the rest of your body will suffer. You know, there's a documentary on Netflix that is Health Matters or something like that. But basically the premise of this, sorry, spoiler alert, that it's everything that you have, any kind of ailment that you have, you can change by just the power of thinking, and your brain can actually physically heal yourself. What we've done, though, through society and knowing that we live in a capitalism society, that we've made money off of health. I mean, that was one of the things that helped me get out of healthcare, was that it was like, I have to ask to see if this person has insurance before I can give them medication that saves their life on a daily basis.
That's the tough
sucks.
part.
Yeah.
All right. Before we end the interview with our last question, which is, what are your hopes and goals for your dream? I wanted to bring to light that you are in charge. Well, you are organizing a charity period drive for Auntie Flo. People can donate not just money, but they can also donate supplies. Please tell us where people can do that, and also how long it's going to be running for. Because
sure. So originally I wanted it to just go through the holidays, but I think I'm going to extend it out, just because period poverty affects 1 in 4 women, or 1 in 4 vagina owners. I'm just going to say anyone that has a vagina or vulva, it affects them. Okay. And it's crazy that there are still 32 states in the United States that charge a pink tax. Now, for folks who don't know what that is, a pink tax is essentially, we are taxed on feminine hygiene products. Okay, so not only are these ridiculously expensive, okay, and then depending on, you don't even know what type of materials most of these things are actually made out of.
Yeah.
Not to mention that if you leave tampons in, it can cause you toxic shock syndrome, and you
could get your leg amputated and stuff. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
But they're expensive. Women, we use on average anywhere from 5 to 8 of these products on a daily basis during our cycles. Our cycles are anywhere from 3 to 7 days. So that's a lot of money. I actually read a statistic that said over the course of a woman's lifetime, she can spend anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 just in feminine hygiene.
Mike, pay up. Give me your wallet, Mike. I'm charging you a tax.
Not
Give me your
hair,
goddamn
that's
wallet.
not makeup. That's not.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So if we can help our community, white, just female, instead of doing a toy drive, because my mind goes to other toys when I do toy drive.
Different type of toy she thinks of.
I wanted to do something for women. And so we're collecting panty liners, tampons, pads. Menstrual cups are huge. Oh my God. Like, if you could donate some menstrual cups, we will take those. And then money and everything that we collect, I'm going to be going to the women's, there's a couple of women's shelters here for battered women that will be dropping those off. Also, homeless women, homeless shelters. And Los Angeles, the homeless population out here is just crazy astronomical. And like, these women are out here literally bleeding on the streets, you know what I mean, with nothing. And I want to be able to provide somebody with just some comfort and some sanitary, you know? So that was kind of my thinking behind that.
I'm going to put all the information right here, you guys. You can go also to Mistress K's handle, and she has all the information, link in bio. Last question, Mistress K, what are your dreams and goals for your future? I want to say, because I don't want to just say comedy. You have so many things going on.
I will say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does a man want to speak? I'll allow it.
I will say, I think you need to do more.
Of course,
try.
That's all you're doing.
Just try.
You're not
Mistress K.
busy enough. Like, if you can find other things to do in your spare time. I'm kidding. It's awesome.
I've actually been knitting a quilt while we've been sitting here the whole time. You know?
There you go.
Where's the dinner, though? Is it dinner ready?
Now it's complete.
What a woman.
What are your dreams and goals for your future?
Well, so I listen. I want a Netflix special. That is obviously, like, that is my big thing. I actually have a comedy special that should be releasing through the Comedy Cube next year.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's called
Nice.
I Don't Fart for Free.
Okay.
In Your
Yeah,
Mouth is extra.
yeah,
That
it's
was
going to be
it's
on
the
the comic
sequel.
coming out, and
Uh-huh.
I also did a live TV special back in August that's coming out on Roku and a couple other Jewish live stream television that should be coming out soon that I shot in Texas this past year. So I have a couple of specials that are coming out, so I'm
can't
excited about
wait.
that. My biggest thing is goals, dreams is the number one thing for me is to have fun, make enough money to support myself, be financially stable, and give back to my community. That's really like the biggest thing that I want for not only myself, but if I can put my hand down once I've made it for other people and bring them up with me, that's really what I'm striving for. I'm striving to basically tell everybody in my life who said, "Oh, you can't do this," all the naysayer, "Oh, they're you're a late night comic. People aren't going to be receiving what you have to say. Oh, you're a woman on a soapbox." All this nonsense, all these haters out here. I just can't wait for the day where I just go, "Oh, who are you?" And I've made it to the point where I'm just fulfilled in that sense. Real quick too, I have
Yes.
exciting news. I've been accepted into the Electric Comedy Festival in
What?
St. George, Utah. Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
really
when?
excited. So I'll
Oh,
be there
snap.
at the
Hold
end
up.
of this. Yeah, end of December. And
That's for you, baby. That's for
thank
you.
you. Oh, the adoring fans. And
All of them.
I'm very excited too that Futurist Female will have their first ever show in the Electric Comedy Festival. So there will be
Nice.
females.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let me block his
Congratulations.
face. Hold on. Female.
Woo! We can do it, right, Rosie?
I love it.
So yeah, so I'm very
Sure.
excited. The biggest thing for me is just to keep the eye on the prize and keep motivated and just never stop, because I've already seen changes in my community since I started producing Futurist Female. A lot of the alums that have come out of Futurist Female are now producing their own shows. I hope I'm a role model. I hope I'm doing the right thing out there. So
You are.
yeah, just to see more people out there and doing more shows, more diversity and good works.
Fantastic.
That's
And where
awesome.
can people find you? Where do you want people to
Darling, I'm right here on the Instagram, on the interwebs. It's MistressK5. Also, if you'd like to take a look at any of my comedy, I'm on YouTube. It's under Hooked Up with Mistress K. All my links are actually in my link tree that is on my Instagram here. So you can just take a look at that. I have sex toy products on there too. I think I've got a couple of Dom videos. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on my YouTube. So I'm also on FetLife. Hey, so slide into the DMs, y'all.
I feel
Mama
like if
gotta pay some Christmas presents.
I feel like if I was ever in like a Dom situation, it'd be like something I have to be like really uncomfortable with. Like, I grew up in an Asian household, so maybe like compliments or something. I'd be like, whoa, I'm not used to it.
Wow.
Believe
That's
it
a
or
bit
not,
dark.
like that is the number one thing that I've been paid on is humiliation. I'm really good at it.
No, my mom's really good at that. She might have missed her mark.
And she
For
does
me, it would have
free.
been the opposite. Yeah, she did it for free. She didn't charge me. Until you were an adult, then it's like, where's my check? For me, it'd be like, oh, that's a good grade on your test that you got a C on. I'd be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Mike's gonna, he's making mental notes right now. He's like, okay, I gotta compliment her. Get her.
Yeah. I compliment you all the time.
Oh man, thank you so much for being on the show.
No,
we are
thank
so
you. Listen,
blessed to have have someone like you in our
You are a
community.
treat.
Oh,
The little dynamic that you guys are a lovely couple, I have to say. I had so much fun with you at Knuckleheads.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you. I know. We're
Thanks.
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Well,
Get out of the way. She's talking to
Angela,
me.
I applaud you because a man's place is behind us. Am I right?
I mean, I keep saying he doesn't
Somebody
need to
has
be
to
on
control the
screen. I
board.
don't know why. He insists.
I actually said I don't have to be on screen.
Well, you are honestly like I love you guys, and whenever you're in California, you have a place here, and let's hang out. And I'm looking forward to coming onto the East Coast and hang out with y'all.
Yes, and
For
do an
sure.
East Coast
For
Futures
sure.
Female. I can't wait. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but things are coming. Things are coming.
People are talking.
Got you. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community. And you guys, I'm going to have all the information here. I want to post this and also repost it in YouTube, and it will have all the links where you can go and do all of this. So thank you so much.
No, thank you.
MistressK, thank you. Bye. Oh, man.
I love kimchi.
Fantastic.
I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi. I love kimchi.
Is that
Song
your
came in a bit late. My bad.
Is that your way of a little bit of rebellion? To cover your face, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna play this song past
No,
the allotted time.
I don't care.
Fantastic. She does so much. No, that card meant so much to me.
It
The
was
appreciation she has for comics to go up on stage and do their thing.
It's nice. A
Fantastic.
breath of fresh air.
It is. Breath of fresh dilt. No, I was kidding.
I'm sorry, what?
Did you want to contact? She sells toys. Did you want to?
I'm good. I got the GLD right here.
You guys, we'll see you next Thursday live, 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
East Coast time.
That's
and
it.
All the information is right there to go and see MistressK and donate, you guys, supplies or money. Doesn't have to be money. It could be supplies, feminine supplies, feminine products for the Auntie Flo period drive. And if you can, join the Monday mental health show featuring Carissa Gomez on Zoom. You can go to MistressK's handle. Go to her link in bio.
Her link tree.
Her link in bio. And you'll get all the information. Thank you for joining us today and have a great weekend. Bye, guys.
Peace.